Welcome back to Study Sprint. Today we are going to be looking at how to write a number as a product of prime factors. So when we want to write a number as a product of its prime factors, we use a method called the factor tree method. So now I'm going to show you how you can write 20 as a product of its prime factors. So first write 20 and then you split it into two different factors. You can either write 4 and 5 or 2 and 10. So now I'm going to tell you how you can write 20 as a product of its prime factors. So I'm going to take the number 20 and then I'm going to split it into factors. This time I'm going to take 2 and 10. Then I'm going to circle the factor which is a prime number. So in this case, 2 is a prime number because 2 only has two factors. One of the factors is 1 and the second one is 2, which is the number itself. And this condition satisfies the condition needed for a prime number. Then we are going to carry on factorizing 10. So 2 times 5 gives us 10. And then again I'm going to circle the factors which are prime. So in this case 2 and 5 are both prime numbers. So this means that my answer for this question is going to be 20 is equals to 2 times 2 times 5. Now let's solve this question again, but then we're going to use different factors this time. So again I'm going to write 20 and I'm going to split this into two factors. This time I'm going to take 4 and 5 because 4 times 5 gives me 20. Now I can see that over here 4 is not a prime number but 5 is a prime number because 5 only has two factors, which are 1 and then the number itself, 5. Then I'm going to factorize 4 further. So 2 times 2 gives me 4. And then I'm going to circle the prime number, which in this case is 2. So you can see that in both the cases I got the same answer, 2 times 2 times 5. Here comes our next example, which says write 450 as a product of prime factors. Give your answer in index form. So now I'm going to prime factorize 450. So 450, I'm going to figure out two different factors. So I'm going to take 10 and 45. None of them are prime. So then I'm going to factorize 10 further on. So 2 times 5 gives me 10. And we know that both 2 and 5 are prime numbers. So I'm going to circle them. Then I'm going to factorize 45. So 5 times 9 gives me 45. And then I'm going to circle 5 because 5 is also a prime number. Then I'm going to carry on factorizing 9. So 3 times 3 gives me 9. So I'm going to take 3 and 3. And then both of them are prime numbers, so I'm going to circle them. Now I'm going to write all my prime factors that I figured out. So 450 is equals to, we always write our prime factors in ascending order, which means from the smallest factor to the largest factor. So 2 times 3 times 3 times 5 times 5. Now let's look at the second part of a question which says give your answer in index form. What index form basically means is that you're merging any of the numbers that you have more than once. So for example, I have 3 and 5 twice this time. So I'm going to merge them together. So I'm going to write 450 is equal to 2 times, instead of 3 times 3, I can write 3 squared, and instead of 5 times 5, I can write 5 squared. So my answer for this question is going to be 450 is equal to 2 times 3 squared times 5 squared. You only have to give the answer in index form if the question asks you to provide your answer in the index form. Now moving on to our next question, which asks us to complete the factor tree below. So over here, you can see this factor tree, but we have some of the values which are missing in this factor tree and we have to complete them. So 64 is a number that we start with. We have to split 64 into two different factors. One of the factors is given, which is 8, and we have to figure out the next factor. We can figure out the next factor by either dividing 64 by 8 or multiplying a number with 8. So you read the 8 times table and figure out what number this is. So 8 times 8 is 64, or 64 divided by 8 is also 8. Now I'm going to factorize 8 furthermore because 8 is not a prime number. So 2 times 4 gives me 8. Now I'm going to circle my prime number, which in this case is 2. And I'm going to carry on factorizing 4. So 2 times 2 is 4. And both of these factors are prime. Now moving on to our 8 over here. Then you further split 8 into two different factors. One of the factors is 4, so 8 divided by 4 gives us 2, or 2 times 4 gives us 8. And 2 is a prime factor, so we're going to circle 2. Then 4 gets split further into two different factors. So one of the factors is going to be 2, and the other factor is also going to be 2. And now I'm going to circle both of these prime factors. So now you can see that I've completed the factor tree. Our last question for this video is complete the factor tree below. So this time you have the number 70. And you can see that 70 has been divided into two different factors. One of the factors that has been given is 35. We need to figure out the second factor. We can do this by dividing 70 by 35, reading the 35's timetable and figuring out what number to get to the product of 70. But the easy way is to divide 70 by 35, which gives us 2. So in both ways, if you divide 70 by 35, you get 2, or if you times 35 by 2, you get 70. And we know that 2 is a prime factor, so I'm going to circle this. Now I'm going to carry on factorizing 35. So 5, 7s are 35. And we know that both 5 and 7 are prime numbers. So my second factor tree is also complete. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed my video, don't forget to hit the like button, share and subscribe for more content like this.